thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Asa Lucas. Coming up tonight, we have an extended city ordinance in Stillwater, an update on COVID-19 numbers, and advice for you from a Stillwater optometrist and a Walmart thief. Stillwater police says this man stole multiple items from Walmart on Perkins Road Thursday. He left the parking lot in a silver Ford Focus. If you can identify him, call the police tip line at 405-742-8327. You also need to mention the case number, which is 202103-780. Some news from the city of Stillwater. The city council extended the city's mask mandate until May 25th. Also, the city wants to let its power consumers know it is too early to know the impact of last week's extreme cold weather on the bills. The city manager said, quote, "We just don't know at this point," said city manager Norman McNichol. "We are in discussion with Grand River Dam Authority, which provides electric power to Stillwater. In addition, Governor Stitt, the Oklahoma Corporation Commission, the American Public Power Association, and others are evaluating the drastic jump in natural gas prices due to demand and shortage of supply," end quote. Town in Payne County, Ripley, Oklahoma, issued a drinking water boil advisory yesterday. Its well pump froze and was damaged from the winter weather last week. The advisory is being issued while the pumps get replaced. Over the last couple of weeks, the Stillwater Police, Water Utility Team, and Stillwater Electric Utility have been working to keep the Stillwater residents safe and taken care of during the storms and after. We want to say thank you to all those who are serving our community. The Oklahoma State Department of Health reported 867 new COVID cases today. That is a drop from yesterday's case number of 1,146. Payne County is ranked the 8th highest for total cumulative cases with 8,310. The University Health Services is offering COVID vaccines to active OSU employees ages 65 and older, OSU retirees ages 65 and older, and their spouses and domestic partners. Coming up after the Dailyo, we have a new segment premiering that will give you the latest COVID-19 information. Dailyo anchor Sierra Williams will give you everything you need to know about COVID-19 every Friday at 6 p.m. Over the last year, you may feel like you've spent more time in front of a screen because of COVID-19. The Dailyo's Mally Jones talked to a Stillwater optometrist about how an increase in screen time is affecting our eyes.
COVID-19 has led to virtual meetings, virtual work, virtual school, and just about anything that is possible over the internet. All that time staring at a screen could be affecting your body.
After I get off a Zoom call, I just feel drained, and I don't know what it is.
Chronic focusing up close and blue light exposure affects your body's ability to produce melatonin, which makes you and your eyes tired.
First, they want to know, am I damaging my eyes because my job's changed and now I'm on here for 8 hours instead of 3 hours, or this is happening and I'm really feeling really tired about it today. Am I damaging my eyes permanently, forever? Not necessarily.
When focusing on something for an extended period of time, Dr. Miller suggests doing two different things: the Harmon distance and the 20-20-20 rule. The Harmon distance is the guideline for where you should keep your reading material. To find it, make a fist and put it to your chin. You should not be reading anything closer than the tip of your elbow. The 20-20-20 rule suggests that every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds.
When you're sitting here doing up close, doesn't matter what it is, reading a book, drawing a picture, on your cell phone, on the computer, whatever you're doing, a near point task.
Both of these techniques help your eyes relax more and overfocus less. For Ocala TV, I'm Mally Jones.
Hey, thanks, Mally. In OSU news, among many different research projects at OSU, this one actually has OSU working with over 180 students, representing over 70 universities in 19 countries on 5 continents. It's called Project Boom, and its goal is to be the first student group to break the sound barrier with an unmanned aircraft. This project started last summer, and it hopes to have an aircraft in the sky this summer. Coming up in April, you can listen to the Inside OSU podcast for an update. In other OSU news, OSU students are inviting the public to a Black History Month block party Saturday to help wrap up Black History Month. There will be food trucks, a photo booth, raffles, and free coffee. This event is sponsored by OK State Stand United and will take place on Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Coffee House on No Block. Masks and social distancing are required. As March approaches, there are a few dates you might want to keep in mind. The second Wellness Day is March 4th. If you're looking to rent off-campus housing, the virtual Renters Fair will be March 16th. The Mobile Market, which is an opportunity for OSU students in need to get free groceries, is March 3rd. And if you're looking for a summer job, the Housing and Residential Life Conference Services has open positions, but the deadline to apply is March 1st. In national news, President Biden Thursday marked a milestone of 50 million vaccinations administered since he's been in office. And that comes, of course, as there's been a lot of excitement in the United States over the possible release of a third vaccine, which the administration is hoping could only help them ramp up the vaccination numbers. CNN's Caitlin Collins has more.
Today, President Biden marking the 50 millionth vaccine shot since he took office.
50 million shots in just 37 days since I've become president.
Biden is now halfway to his goal of 100 million shots in his first 100 days, an aim some skeptics said could have been higher, and another vaccine on the horizon could make it easier to pick up the pace.
If the FDA approves the use of this new vaccine, we have a plan to roll it out as quickly as Johnson & Johnson can make it.
Despite the progress, Biden said he's not celebrating yet.
This is not a victory lap. Everything is not fixed. We have a long way to go.
With a slim majority in the House, Democrats are preparing to pass Biden's coronavirus relief bill tomorrow and hand it off to the Senate, where a massive fight is brewing.
One Republican member said that the American Rescue Plan was to the left of Lenin. Seriously, to the left of Lenin? The American people have all heard it before, and they know the country needs help.
All eyes in Washington are on the little-known Senate parliamentarian who will decide any minute whether Biden's proposed $15 minimum wage can be included in the bill.
I feel that we have a very, very strong argument, and we have a very big need in our country to pass the minimum wage. Could be any moment. If you hear, because I don't have a phone here, if you hear before I do, let me know, okay?
The Senate confirmed Biden's Energy Secretary, Jennifer Granholm, today.
Nomination is confirmed.
But the fate of his budget office nominee still hangs in the balance.
She apologized for her past comments.
Tandon is facing a possible failed nomination for her public and often personal criticisms of lawmakers.
Did the president and the transition team underestimate how much of a problem her tweets would become?
The president nominated Neera Tandon because she is qualified, because she's experienced.
Despite the opposition to Tandon's nomination, Biden's chief of staff, Ron Klain, is making a last-minute push to get her confirmed.
She's a great candidate for the job, and certainly we're fighting our guts out to get her confirmed.
Senator Joe Manchin plunged Tandon's nomination into turmoil after he said he would vote against her, revealing the sway moderate Democrats could hold over Biden's agenda.
Look, Senator Manchin, he doesn't answer to us at the White House. He answers to the people of West Virginia. It's our job to make the case. It's their job to decide and vote.
Now the White House must find at least one Republican to vote for Tandon. GOP Senator Lisa Murkowski hasn't said which way she'll vote, and after she was seen meeting with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he told reporters, quote, "We talked about issues we both care about. That's all I'm going to say."
Thanks, Kaylin. Next up, we have Dylan Walker with your weekly entertainment news.
Hello, Cowboy family. Happy Friday and welcome back to The Spill with Dill. I hope everyone had an amazing week and is ready to dive headfirst into some extremely exciting news. To start off today's show, I want to talk about Tiger Woods' car crash that happened just 3 days ago. It all happened around 7 a.m. on a clear morning when Woods was driving down a historically dangerous road. The speed limit for this road is 45 miles per hour due to the accidents that occur often. However, Sheriff Alex Villanueva said that Woods was driving at a, quote, relatively greater speed than normal, end quote. The report went on to tell that Woods crashed into the center divider, hit a curb, a tree, and then rolled over a few times, eventually coming to a stop on its side, 30 yards off the side of the road. The officers aren't yet sure of the cause of the accident, but are in the progress of identifying it. Wood spent the rest of the afternoon and the evening in the hospital undergoing multiple surgeries, but is currently resting and is on the path to recovery. On the following day, Lady Gaga was spotted in Rome, Italy, working on her new project when her dog walker back in Los Angeles was shot and her 2 French bulldogs were stolen. Lady Gaga immediately released an email address named kojiandgustav@gmail.com for anyone who has any information about the dog napping or for the dog napper to confess. She is offering $500,000 for the stolen dogs, no questions asked. The dog walker is expected to survive, and authorities are still unsure if this was a targeted attack or not due to the fact that the dogs belong to Gaga. Harry Potter star Emma Watson's agent announced to Daily Mail that Emma's career has gone dormant, and her publicist announced that she will not be taking on any new commitments. The news has fans freaking out. According to a source, Emma is taking her free time and using it to spend time with her partner Leo Robinson, who she is also rumored to be engaged with. However, some are still not that convinced that she is taking time away from the screen for good, just for now. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. NFL superstar Patrick Mahomes and fiancée Brittany Matthews gave birth to their first baby girl, Sterling Sky Mahomes, on February 20th. Mahomes shared the news with an Instagram post of the newborn's hand underneath Brittany's necklace that spells out Sterling. The first two shared their news of the coming baby back in September over an Instagram post of an ultrasound. Although the couple has yet to release any photos of the baby, I'm sure she's as cute as can be. And finally, we're adding a new segment here on The Spill with Dill called Top 10 Report. So, let's see what top 10 songs are trending on Billboard's Hot 100 today. At number 10 is Ariana Grande's Positions. Number 9 is Levitating by Dua Lipa featuring DaBaby. Number 8 is Chris Brown and Young Thug's Go Crazy. Number 7 is Mood by 24K Golden featuring Ian Dior. Save Your Tears by The Weeknd comes in at number 6. Up by Cardi B takes 5th place, and The Weeknd's Blinding Lights ranks at number 4. Number 3 is Lil TJ featuring 6 Lack's Calling My Phone. Ariana Grande is back with 2nd place with her song 34+35. And your number 1 for this week's Billboard Hot 100 is Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. That's all the tea I have for you today, folks. Thanks again for joining me this Friday on The Spill with Dill. I hope you all have a great weekend and enjoy the warm weather.
Thank you, Dylan. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go away. We've got weather coming up with Josh Weisel.
All right, welcome back, folks. I'm Joshua Weisel here in the Ocala Storm Studios. We're taking a quick look at your forecast for the rest of this evening through this weekend and a quick look at my 10-day forecast coming up. So thanks for tuning in. Starting off with this evening and tonight, we're going to be in the mid to slightly upper 50s for the next couple of hours or so until about 7 p.m. We'll start to see temperatures start to dip into the 40s, and for your Saturday morning, we'll eventually be around 36, roughly between, let's say, 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So it's going to be slightly cool, but not as cold as it was just a few days ago, so that's some good news. But overall, we're going to start the morning in the 40s once again. So starting off, we're going to go look at your afternoon forecast for tomorrow. I'm going to step out of the way real quick so you can see the high tomorrow is going to be around 66. So this is going to be relatively pleasant weather if you have any weekend plans, opportunities, or anything like that you're going to want to do across the Stillwater area, and even parts of Oklahoma is going to see slightly warmer temperatures out here in western Oklahoma. This is well above the average high of 53 that we see across the area. Partly cloudy to partly sunny skies. And then for Sunday afternoon, those partly cloudy to partly sunny skies will continue across the area with a high of 55. This will be closer to our average high of around 53, and we're going to see some pleasant conditions. A front will push through as we head into then. We may even see the opportunity for a few showers this weekend, but the overall chance doesn't look to be that high. So here's a quick look at the allergy index across the area. If you've had any sort of issues with the allergens lately, it's mostly because, like I mentioned in the past couple shows, tree pollen is a nuisance right now. We've been off and on between moderate and high, so we've been dealing with that. Overall, air quality is also at a, let's say, moderate condition almost. That's what we're talking about, ozone and other air quality issues up in the atmosphere. But overall, those aren't too bad at the moment. Tree pollen is overall the worst pollutant in the atmosphere right now. So taking a quick look at my 10-day forecast across the area, there's those rain chances that I mentioned for tomorrow. It doesn't look like we're going to see much in the Stillwater area for sure across our area. Further to the south and southeast, we do have a chance for maybe a few isolated severe thunderstorms, but that's not for our area, so I'm not too concerned about that. That again will be for areas to our south-southeast. We cannot rule out maybe a pop-up shower across our area, but it's not going to look fairly widespread. Next rain chances look to be on Monday. Those will be in the afternoon into the overnight hours. Same with Wednesday into Thursday. I'm going to step out of the way real quick so you can see the rest of my forecast. Next week looks relatively pleasant. We'll start to reach back up into the mid to upper 60s and maybe even into the 70s by the end of next week, with mostly sunny skies and lows, well, not in the freezing temperature, so that's going to be definitely good. The next freeze we're going to see looks to be around Sunday. Overall, looks to be a pleasant weekend across our area, so if you have any plans, make sure that you enjoy the outdoors this weekend. Like I said, it's going to be relatively pleasant. All right, coming up after this is sports, so stick around.
Oh, there you go. Superstar.
The end of the practice is when we do all of our, intensity drills.
Okay.
She was going at it.
Stop. If we get them to Detroit by, let's say Monday the 15th. Time's right there. There we go. Yeah. Just, you can't.
Don't want to talk about it.
When you see the water tower, you're gonna make a right.
If we win this, is the one way to get to the playoffs. I know.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Daily O. I'm Connor Bergen, and let's get you caught up on all things sports before we head into the weekend. The Oklahoma State women's basketball team played their final game of the regular season on Wednesday against the Baylor Lady Bears. It was a tough way to end what was a good season for the Cowgirls, as they were soundly defeated in Waco 70-51. The Cowgirls were out-rebounded and had 12 less team assists. The Cowgirls were led by Natasha Mack, who scored a double-double, 18 points and 18 rebounds. Coach Jim Littell spoke after the game about his team's performance.
Obviously would have liked to have played better. Didn't get off to a good start. It's not good to go on the road, fall behind 16-2. But, you know, we fought back, took a 3-point lead, and then we did a lot of things that didn't get us to this point. We made a lot of mistakes.
The Cowgirls will now wait about 2 weeks for the beginning of the Big 12 tournament. As for the men, they will be in action tomorrow afternoon against OU in Norman. The OSU baseball and softball teams are in action as we speak right now. The Cowgirls are playing a doubleheader against LSU. They are currently 9-0 with their last win coming against McNeese State 5-0. The current score right now is 1-0 Cowgirls. Going off to baseball, the baseball team is hosting their first series in O'Brate Stadium today, which will continue into the weekend. The team's debut in O'Brate went as good as the team would have hoped, with the Pokes picking up a 7-2 win. The score right now over in O'Brate is tied at 1-1 in the 5th inning. You can catch the game on Big 12 now on ESPN+. The WNBA's Atlanta Dream has been sold to a 3-member investment group. There was pressure on former Senator Kelly Loeffler to sell her share of the team after she wrote a letter to the WNBA commissioner in the summer objecting to the league's initiatives to advocate for racial justice and the Black Lives Matter movement. Former Dream guard Renee Montgomery is part of the group that purchases the shares. She becomes the first former WNBA player to become both an owner and executive of a team. Montgomery said, quote, "Breaking barriers for minorities and women by being the first former WNBA player to have both a stake in ownership and a leadership role with the team is an opportunity that I take very seriously," end quote. Former Olympic gymnastics coach John Geddert, who was just charged with more than 20 felonies from his time with USA Gymnastics, where he physically, emotionally, and sexually abused gymnasts, died by suicide yesterday. Here's more on that story.
We are announcing 24 charges against John Geddert.
Former Olympic gymnastics coach John Geddert taking his own life just after Michigan's Attorney General announced he was being charged with 24 felony counts.
These allegations focus around multiple acts of verbal, physical, and sexual abuse perpetrated by the defendant against multiple victims.
The charges announced Thursday include 20 counts of human trafficking and 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct. Geddert led the 2012 U.S. Olympic women's gymnastics team and was the former owner of Michigan's famed Twist Stars Gymnastics Club, a club where former gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar admitted to sexually abusing young female athletes. Nassar was sentenced in 2018 to up to 175 years in prison. Some gymnasts speaking about Geddert then.
There isn't one bone in my body that doesn't hate John Geddert for everything he has done to me in my career.
The dynamic duo that is Larry Nassar and John Geddert had lasting effects on me that go beyond physical ones.
Sarah Klein, who identified herself as the first to be abused by Nassar, released a statement Thursday saying in part, John Geddert's escape from justice by committing suicide is traumatizing beyond words. Michigan's Attorney General saying this is a tragic end to a tragic story for everyone involved. I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
Geddert, who was 63, was scheduled to be arraigned on Thursday. It is a tragic end to a tragic story. Shifting gears into something more positive, Major League Baseball is close to returning to play with spring training getting underway this weekend. Spring training will take place throughout the entire month of March, with opening day on the 2021 season slated for April 1st. This will be the second season with the new COVID guidelines, but with falling cases numbers, the league is expanding to help bring a limited number of fans back into the ballparks. The league is committed to expand on 360-game schedule last year, returning to the normal 162-game schedule. There will also be plenty of familiar faces in new places when the first pitch is fly, with stars like Trevor Bauer swapping from the Reds to the Dodgers, Francisco Lindor being shipped to the Big Apple to play for the Mets. We'll keep you posted here on the Daily O as the season draws closer. Thanks for tuning in this evening for the Daily O content. Follow us on our social media platforms at @TheDailyO_TV. You can also watch the Daily O on Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, Roku, and on Suddenlink Channel 112. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday for the Daily O. I'm Connor Bergen. Have a good night. Go Pokes.
Hi, I'm Will Joyce, the Mayor of Stillwater. As Mayor, it's my responsibility to help develop plans for a variety of resident needs, including roads, emergency services, and utilities. Some of those services are paid for with federal money that the government distributes to states and communities based on Census Bureau data. This is your tax money coming back to our community, but if you or your household aren't counted, we lose nearly $1,200 per person to places like Texas, Kansas, and Arkansas. So help bring that money back to local communities by filling out the 2020 census. This year, it's easy to do. You will receive a postcard in March 2020 with a unique code for your address. Using that code, simply go online, call, or request a paper copy of the census and fill it out. I want to make sure that you and your whole household are counted in the 2020 census. It's important not just to Stillwater, but to all of Payne County.